have you heard about Arigato Grande?
Arigato Grande.
Agadashi Tofu Grande.
Itadakimasu Grande.
Hey, this is Sugar Honey Bubble Tea. We are a podcast aimed to amplify Asian woman voices through critical thinking and meaningful conversations. Welcome to the pod. I am your host, Ange.
Hello, I am Toby. And before we start today's episode, please go follow us on Instagram at sugahoneybbt. It's at SUGAHONEYBBT, and we post a lot of episode-related contents every week. So make sure you go check us out there.
That's right. And also, if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a 5-star review. I don't care what you say. I don't give a shit what review you... As long as it's five stars,
we're good.
I'm good. It's important because it pushes us up the ranking.
Yeah.
So helps more people discover our voice,
yes,
and
please.
That's how we get heard. Also, aside from the reviews, please PayPal us. please just straight up give us money.
Give us money. So poor.
Because it pays for our therapy. It also pays for all the expenses of this podcast. And if you love us, you would do this for us.
If you want us to have a mic stand, you would do this for us.
Literally, we were just talking about this. I'm like, we need a mic stand.
Yeah, we're still trying to recover from other stuff.
I can never financially recover from these
the recording
microphones.
Devices. So please, I'm begging you, bro. Please.
Bro, PayPal her. She's bleaching her hair.
I'm getting bangs, please. I'm waiting.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So make sure you go and do that. And let's just get into it.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Oh, same.
Yeah.
It feels like year end, you know?
Yeah. It's at that point, don't you feel like even in life and at work, people kind of just stop responding?
Yeah.
Because it's just the holiday vibes and you start just like not wanting to reply to emails. Like it's so gloomy outside. You just want to, like, I just been watching TV a lot. I just been at home staring at my TV.
Damn, it's about time. I'm just like, I'm ready just for the year to be done.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's about time.
I've been watching a lot of Netflix.
What have you been watching?
I've been very woke. I like to make this known. I've been very woke and I watch a lot of Asian Netflix. And so I've been watching and finished watching Cowboy Bebop. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I started watching the first episode, but I haven't finished. So
how's the first episode for you?
It's not really my go-to genre. Like I don't feel
because you're not e-girl.
No,
anime girl.
As much as some people think I am actually not. Yeah, so it's like a little bit hard for me to get into.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just like a little bored, but I think I'll try and like keep watching and see if I'll just like lean into it. Girl gotta lean into it.
I thought it was pretty good. I finished it, and it's of course one of those things where people who, if you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop or heard about it, it was originally a Japanese anime, and Netflix took it and made a live action TV show out of it, and they casted, I think it was a John Cho.
Yeah,
as Spike, which is the main character, and it's been getting quite a bit of attention,
right?
But I just heard that Netflix is canceling after only one season.
Yeah,
and and I was just like really curious, so I looked into it, and it was because the rating was just so low.
Yeah, maybe some people are like me, like you either really love those type of shows or you're like indifferent about it,
or is it just white people doesn't want to
watch an Asian man and a black man leading a show?
I don't know, but a lot of it I think is about like Asian people not wanting to watch it, right? Because like a lot of the shows, it's like, oh, the movie is never better than the book.
Right.
That kind of vibe. It's like, oh, the live action Netflix remake is never going to be as good as the anime.
Yeah.
And then they just hate it. So they don't watch it, or they hate watch it.
Yeah,
and they give it really bad reviews. I liked it. I personally liked it. But I was really curious. So I started looking into like why like people don't, or like, kind of like reviews on the show.
Yeah.
And I specifically looked into Japanese internet reviews. There were like some people talking about the show and why it got canceled.
Right.
And I thought, you know what? There's going to be tons of nuance in this because it's a Japanese anime and it's a remake of a Japanese anime. So there must be a lot of nuance. And all the reviews I read are so Asian. It's so Asian. It's like, okay, there was one that says, it's because there was an old dude cosplaying. There was nothing appealing. I felt like
it's like so matter of fact. You're like, okay, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but also just like straight up, like it's just an old dude. Straight up, like there's zero nuance, nothing about race. There's nothing about like
what am I watching?
Like Asian representation. Nothing. It's just an old dude cosplaying.
They're just straight up just judging.
It's straight up just judging. It's so Asian. And then another one was the main star seems too much like a regular person.
Fuck, man. You just can't win.
You just can't win. Asian people are insatiable.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of like Asian remakes of films don't do well. Yeah. Is because Asian people are insatiable. Like I will never be able to compete with my neighbor's kid. Because my parents will never think I'm good enough.
Your cousin's daughter, your second cousin twice removed.
Yeah. Because it's never good enough. And it's never going to be good enough, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's like predominantly a reason why a lot of like the diversity nowadays or the Asian or Black representation in Hollywood gets a bad rep. Yeah. Like, of course, there's these like we know, and that's what we're going to talk about, like the fundamental issues of like why Hollywood doesn't cast BIPOCs. Yeah. Those, yes, we know, but then also Asian people are just insatiable. Like, so
anything you do just ain't shit.
It just ain't shit.
The bottom line is just ain't shit.
Speaking of that, should Hollywood remake of Asian movies only cast Asian talents? What do you think?
I think it depends on the context of the movie. Like if the character itself of the movie is very like has a lot of cultural background, or like you need like a person that's like a full embodiment of Asian culture, then obviously it's like no brainer that you cast an Asian person. Yeah. Instead of teaching a white person how to be Asian, you know what I mean? Yeah. But if it's like a generic plot, like The Grudge, it's just like a horror movie that happens to be Japanese, and then you like turn it into a Western film, right? And it doesn't really mean anything. Like nothing about it is really rooted in culture. It's just like a horror film. Then I feel like, and it's okay when they cast white characters.
Was the kid in The Grudge white?
I don't know. I haven't seen the white version.
How fucked up would it be that it was like an entirely white cast and the kid is Asian?
The ghost is Asian.
Ghost. Only the ghost. It'll be like the Ring remake of the Ring, but like everyone is white as fuck.
Except the ghost. Except the one that comes out.
It's like that would give you Asian representation. Because no white people want to be that. Yeah, for sure. Like I think that's a really valid point, because coming from like Asian culture, we have so many things there. Like I don't think white culture understands. Yeah. Like the whole concept of 孝顺, which is like not that white people doesn't do it, they just don't have a word for it. I don't even know how to translate that.
You kind of like have to obey your parents.
Yeah, you obey your parents out of
like
guilt.
It's almost like a traditional value.
Yeah, a traditional value.
You don't call your parents by their first name.
Right. Yeah. Respect.
Yeah.
It's like in between respect and like obedience.
Yes.
Yeah, and like you have to take care of them when they're old because they took care of you when you're young. But then like in white families, like you're 18, you're out the house.
Yeah.
Like there's no that concept doesn't exist. It's like Mulan. A lot of it is that concept.
Yes.
Mulan went to war for her dad because she's 孝顺.
Yes.
Because she doesn't want him to go through that. She doesn't want him to.
Yeah.
Because it's like that usually lands on the boy in the family. So she has to pretend she's a boy to act out that part of our culture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so like when a film is so deeply rooted in the cultural aspect of things like that, it's really hard to watch a non-Asian person.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably hard for them to act too.
Yeah.
Because if you have like
Method
no
acting.
concept, true. If you have like no idea what it is, like, why would you go that extra mile to train someone who's not Asian to be that?
Yeah, for sure. But I also think like on the topic of Cowboy Bebop, which is a Japanese anime that gets remake. I think a lot of the Japanese film or anime or whatever are very high. Like they have characters that looks white, or they either look white or they're white passing. Or they're like a lot of characters are not Asian.
Yeah.
On like their appearance alone. And I think so when you cast an Asian, to look white for the sake of casting an all Asian cast, I don't know if that sits right with me either.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of forced. And I understand, yes, Asians should have representation in Hollywood, but not when it's so forced.
Yeah, I guess like how do you capture the essence of that without like hiring an Asian person that look white?
Like an Asian person.
So then do you change all the cast to be Asian? Is that still the same?
It's almost like,
show?
hey, look, I did it for you guys. Like you can't say you can't say that I didn't.
But that's every Hollywood movie though.
True.
Yeah.
It's like casting what's that girl? Steve Aoki's sister.
Oh, Devin Aoki?
Yeah. She's white passing.
Oh yeah.
I think she's white passing. Well, she's half, right?
Yes, she's half, but she's extremely like pretty in the Eurocentric kind of way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Very
like it doesn't
Eurocentric beauty.
help when that's the media representation that everyone see. So they're like, you ugly because you don't look like her.
But yeah, like to me, I don't think that sits right either. But it's such a fine line because like I think the underlying issue is still that like Asian culture or Japanese culture that have like a strong Western influence, especially in anime. If you growing up, you were told that like white people are superior. It reflects the work that you do. It reflects like the work you put out. And so these characters looking white or white passing, it's almost like it's because of the conditioning. Yeah. More so than like anything else. So then now do you like cast someone who's Asian? Like it's just so I don't know.
Yeah, you just can't win.
You just can't win. We're insatiable, by the way. Let me just say that again.
But I think they did a pretty like just starting to watch the first episode. I think they did a good job casting. I've never seen the original anime, but just judging from the diversity of the character,
I think they did a good job casting Spike. Because I also heard that Fox was attempting, or there was talks about doing a remake of Cowboy Bebop, but with Keanu Reeves.
I love him though.
Yeah, but like watch
Keanu.
the fucking Matrix. Like
I'm a Keanu stan.
You know?
No one can take him. No one.
But would you be okay if he was cast as?
I mean, without any background, like I didn't know that it was a Asian anime remake.
But now knowing that it's an Asian anime remake,
I think it's a very interesting choice that I have made.
Because wouldn't that just be like Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
In whatever.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be right.
No.
But I would love to see Keanu. This is all based on personal preferences. But yeah.
I also feel like, come on, like, he has a lot of jobs already. Like, just cast someone else for once. Like, just try.
True.
Just attempt to.
Just try, yeah.
Just
try a little harder.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to... I don't know if that's going to air at all. But, like, how important do you think is Asian representation in media?
I think... I mean, I would love to see it. I've never really, like, felt like... You know, like when they're not doing it right, I'd rather they just don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Like the Asian representation in Hollywood. Because I find that it's either like, well, we talked about like white passing Asian, who's just like the most, like, you're like half Asian, look very Eurocentric, like does not look like an average Asian person, or you're like casted to be one of those Asian stereotypes. Like you don't have any character development. Your character is Asian. But there's no depth beyond being Asian. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of the movie, like that new holiday movie on Netflix called Love Hard with Nina Dobrev and Jimmy O Yang.
Yeah, Jimmy O Yang. Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, it's refreshing that they casted someone who's not like a regular like hot Asian guy in rom-com. You know what I mean? Like the traditional hot.
Because if you don't look like that guy from Crazy Rich Asian, then you're not attractive at all. It almost seems like everyone in Crazy Rich Asian has six packs and
so
like
hot,
so buff. So I mean, Jimmy O Yang is also in it.
Wait, really? I forgot.
He's that cousin with the bow and everything.
No, don't remember.
The party.
I only remember the buff one and Henry Golding. That's it for me.
Yeah, see, that's it.
Yeah.
Even Asians don't remember that, because if you're not, even in Asia, if you're not good looking enough, you're an outcast of society.
And you ain't shit.
It's just the truth. Like, not that I believe in it or think it's right. It's just that that's what we grew up with.
Yeah.
Like, you look at Korea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even that, like him not being like a traditional like Henry Golding type of Asian, he is still kind of falling into that stereotype of like kind of like nerdy Asian men, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I was just like, oh, I feel like it just felt kind of forced. Like, oh, we wanted to look a little bit different than your regular rom-com. So we're going to cast this Asian guy.
But you know what's weird about the movie Love Hard? Like, I love Jimmy O Yang. He's really funny, great stand-up comedian. And I also love him in Space Force with Steve Carell.
Yeah.
But the thing about Love Hard that I can't seem to enjoy is that how much of that family dynamic is so white.
Yeah.
The family dynamic is like the whitest family dynamic, but they just like casted white Asian people in it. There's just like the plot, everything is just so white.
Yes. Like, it's not made for Asian films. Like, it's not an Asian film. It's not for Asian audience. Yeah, they're just slotting in Asian faces to make it look more unique, because now being Asian is cool.
You know what it is? It feels like a film for white people to feel good about. Like,
they're like, here's your exposure, bitch, take it.
Yeah, it's like it's like, here, we made a holiday movie like that's culture.
Yeah, exactly. But it
So
just like doesn't
this.
feel like, I feel like, oh, like the movies I see that's like leaning Asian, it's either like Crazy Rich Asian. Like, it's always some type of stereotype. There's no like a movie that's like really nuanced, full of character development. That's just not
like regular
centered.
Asian people.
Yeah, just not centered in the fact that they're Asian.
Unless it's like a Sundance movie or like something, you know, like something very like indie.
Yes.
That talks about the Asian American experience, where unless it's that,
Then,
because
yeah.
the Hollywood make of Asian film just doesn't like. I look at the family dynamic of Love Hard, where Jimmy O Yang's brother is that like high achieving, like always like it's almost like that football bro in high school.
Yeah.
How is that? That I have never met an Asian guy that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, like the part where he was like telling his dad that he wants to make candles, and then his dad is supportive. Like what? I don't know any regular like Asian, like it's not an average.
If that was my dad,
yeah,
that would never fly. It's like what you ain't shit. You ain't
your
shit.
candles ain't shit.
Your candles ain't shit. What do you mean candles?
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's sweet.
Yeah, that's sweet. But yeah, like that family dynamic, and also the grandma in there. Her character is like every rom-com's mom / grandma.
Yeah, it's like someone's nana or the mima of the mimu. Like it's
who's
not like an Asian grandma.
Yeah, who's like has gone to an age where they're just like very sexually open,
Yes.
or like about to talk about things, or like
Yeah.
and that's just I've seen that character development and that exact character in so many white grandmas in rom-coms.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't feel relatable aside from the skin tone.
Yes.
Of that film.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't feel relatable. Like nothing of it relates to me.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, so that was weird. But speaking of white people, speaking of white people and being cast, or Asians being cast in white film, vice versa.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Arigato Grande?
Arigato grande.
Ayadashi tofu grande.
Itadakimasu grande. Yeah.
Ay, grande, ay.
Oh man. It's
that whole thing.
I was
For people who
I
don't
saw
know,
it.
please.
Oh yeah, she basically just like did a new photo shoot or something, but in the photo shoot she was accused of Asian fishing. Like she like her makeup and then her like outfit was kind of like the schoolgirl look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Like that Japanese anime schoolgirl look.
that's gotten a bit of a backlash.
I, for one, is just so impressed by how versatile she is.
She's either blackfish, like she's either being accused of blackfishing or it's Asian fishing.
Yeah. But she kind of look Latinous. Like,
Yeah.
Is she Italian?
I think she's Italian.
you know what? I'm going to look this up.
I'm not sure what her dad's side is, but I'm sure her mom is Italian.
Ariana Grande ethnicity. Like, she's Italian descent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Italian white?
Yes, they're European.
True.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. You've never been oppressed, then you're white.
So yeah, she's in these new photo shoots. She had these features that are very Asian-like, and she's being called out for it.
Yes. So Asian fishing.
Which is a thing now. That wasn't a thing back then. Nobody
wants to be
fished.
Asian. Yeah. Oh my god.
Nobody Asian fished.
It's like I saw this TikTok. There was like this Japanese guy or something, and then basically like there was like the TikTok was like this white guy, and then he was like, "Oh, I think I'm like a quarter Korean or something." Yeah, like I forgot what the TikTok was, and then this Japanese TikToker was commenting, and then he was just like back then when I like fucking brought onigiri to school, like none of you fucking cultured bitches, they all laughed at me, and now y'all want to be Asian. It was really funny. I should share that. But it's like the same thing. It's like back then when it was not quote unquote cool.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, oh, like monolith and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, squinty eyes.
And now everyone want to be us.
Yeah, but now that's a whole new concept. I'm like, how do I take advantage of this? Immediately.
Can you Asian fish?
Can I Asian fish? How Asian can I be to Asian
you
fish?
have to really lean into it. Like really, really lean into it.
But yeah, that whole thing as a concept is just still kind of new to me.
Yeah.
Because I've been growing up, I've been
Asian.
I've been Asian. I also been bullied because I'm Asian. And I've also been bullied by Asians for looking very Asian.
Really?
Yeah. Like people that are like quote unquote like whitewash Asians. Well, yeah.
Are you victimized by the ABGs?
I am.
Does my personality trigger you?
It's a trauma response that I'm doing this podcast, actually.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So growing up, I never knew that it was the type of feature that people wanted because nobody people laugh at me about like my eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
So now there's straight up people doing this. Like they're celebrities that wants to look Asian. Makes me, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest.
It's kind of like sometimes when you start wearing like this clothing item.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh my God, like that's so ugly and shit. And suddenly like the 70s trend is back and everyone is like wearing that low-rise jeans again. And then you're like, no, I wore that first.
Right.
That's my face. I wore that first and you said I ain't shit. And now you want to wear your face, my face, on your face. It's just like very confusing. And also it's not like my culture is not your costume.
Yeah. Like you call me Chang-Li and now you got 2 buns on your head, mother. Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, and then we're also like kind of talking about how, okay, like artists that do that, like Ariana Grande. Obviously, she has like a huge fan base, and I mean, I like her music too, and I'm not gonna cancel her, but that leads into a whole other question of like, should artists be separated from their craft?
Oh, I mean, yes, unless you're R. Kelly.
Cancelled. R. Kelly cancelled.
Oh, it's conflicting because like I think it's political correctness versus being just straight up illegal shit. criminal offense. There's that line because like, okay, Ariana Grande, she's not doing anything illegal, quote unquote, but she's not being political correct.
Yes.
So there's no real consequence. You know?
Yeah.
But straight up, like R. Kelly, I think it's about the context of the work. But R. Kelly blurred that line a lot. And also like, you know, and again, context sometimes can be up for interpretation.
Yes.
And especially in music, everything is so literal.
Yes.
Like songs, lyrics. So it could be taken literally.
Yes.
Yeah. So So R. Kelly only either makes music about like inspirational, about salvation and God, or he just makes music about like young woman. Oh, which I'm not gonna get into.
Being entangled with underage women.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that line is very blur for R. Kelly to like the line. I mean, the line of him making music is very, very black and white, but him separating his work and his craft and being an artist is very blur because he sings about the things that he did.
Yeah, I mean it's hard though because art is so personal. It's mainly from experiences, right? And like I myself definitely like some artists' work because I really like who they are. Their presence resonate with me. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to like separate artists from their craft, but
you're talking about fashion?
Well, no, like
art in general,
like fashion, music, or anything. Like I usually like their work, and I like because they resonate with me. Right. So, because I believe that like your work is really like speak about who you are and your value and stuff. But like in like also a lot of context, some people they boycott like artists just because they want to be on a moral high ground. But only for some of them. Like I think if you want to boycott, like go all the way, man. Like boycott the entire industry. Like because like Travis Scott with the whole Astroworld thing.
Yeah.
It's not illegal per se.
Right.
But it's not right. People died.
Yeah.
So does that make it okay?
So morally, it's not right.
Yeah. So does that make it okay to listen to his music? Which I believe he still has a huge, huge fan base.
Yeah. Wait, so would you still listen to R. Kelly?
I haven't.
The private setting on his Spotify? I haven't. And then just switch to private listening?
I will bop to the remix version.
I'll only listen to I Believe I Can Fly, but nothing else.
None
for
of
that
that
moral
bullshit.
high ground. Yeah, I think like what you said makes sense because canceling is there's two consequences almost. It's like not two consequences. It's really about morals or punishment. Like whatever you stand. Some people cancel someone because morally they don't think it's right, so they don't listen to the music. But some people don't listen to the music because it's more like a punishment. And I mean they do go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But it's like a punishment to be like, I'm gonna take away your livelihood. So you know this is a consequence of what you did. But I don't really believe in taking away the livelihood of anyone. Like if you put it in the context of like criminals or ex-con who have served their sentence and they come out, they want a clean slate, they want to find a job, but they still have to say that they're an ex-con and and the percentage of them being employed is so much lower than anyone else. But they have paid for their crime. So why take away the livelihood of them?
Yeah.
So I think it's very conflicting for me. Like I don't think the things that they do is right or morally right or whatever, but it's just like okay, I'm going to make an example and then I don't know if we're going to get canceled or not, but for example, R. Kelly, he's still a good musician and artist because he has won so many awards. You can't deny that.
Yeah, his ability to
make music and music that people like love listening to.
Yes.
Otherwise he wouldn't have been doing that for like 20 years or what.
Yeah.
Whatever. But his problem is the way the things he sing about in his music and the things he did outside of that has nothing to has nothing to really go it doesn't go against him as a musician's talent or ability. So when you take away his ability to make music, you're taking away his livelihood. Which you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, yeah. I know what you mean because he's already being punished, I guess, by what he's done wrong. So
what if he comes out and he wants to make another example, Louis CK. Yeah. So he now gets like booed off the stage at like comedy or stand-up clubs. Yeah. For his scandal. His livelihood is being taken away. Yeah. But I just don't like. If you have paid for your sins, then aren't you a clean slate? I kind of believe in that. I kind of believe that if you have paid for what you've done, then restart, redemption. Like,
yeah, I do think so, and I think a lot of the times people get stuck on the fact that they've done wrong, and they really just get fixated on that, and they're like, I'm gonna boycott you till the end. But there are like literally so many things to boycott, like Amazon, like fucking Walmart. I don't know, like nothing is good in this world pretty much, and you can literally find a problem.
Yeah, because humans are insatiable, not just Asians.
Yes. Just ain't shit throughout. And like a lot, like it happens throughout every industry, and not everyone get boycott. You can done like a lot of horrible things as a fashion designer, and as long as you make good clothes.
The entire Versace family, there's so many murderers. I don't understand.
Yeah, like, and Karl Lagerfeld, like Jeremy Scott's done something. Like there's John Galliano. Like there's a bunch of people that have done really, really problematic things.
Yes.
But like they're so fine. You You know what I mean? So it's just like I don't understand what's the standard that we're adopting as a world.
Yeah, I don't understand the standard because I feel like the American like mindset is like never forgive, never forget. You know?
Yeah.
9/11, never forgive, never forget.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah, everything. It's like every year is like never forgive. September comes around. Remember this.
Damn.
Remember this thing that happened. I'm not saying it's not horrible. It's just that it doesn't teach us to forgive. It doesn't teach us people that we need to let go of the past. It's like hold on to the shit because this is the shit that you live for now. Yeah, it's like hold on to what they did or like, you know, this artist did and never in the future buy or like his work. Yeah. Because this one thing they did. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's conflicting. It's just food for thought for you guys.
Yeah, gray areas. The portal to gray areas.
But yeah, that was some great like conversation. I for one was really enjoying the whole arigato, asparagus,
agadashi grande,
agadashi grande situation.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
But I did look at the makeup that she had on in that photo shoot. The makeup is very Asian. Some people are like, oh no, it's just like the way she looks.
No, but I'm like, no, she looks like she has the makeup. Yeah,
the makeup and everything just shows that she is definitely Asian.
She don't look like that girl from Kill Bill, the Asian one or whatever.
What the fuck? Kill Bill's all white.
There's that Asian one, you know? Is it that guy? Like that girl?
I have no idea. We'll dig into it. Yeah. But she had like those flat eyebrows that a lot of Korean pop stars have now.
Flat eyebrows really gave it away.
Flat eyebrows is trademark. An Asian trademark.
Certified Asian.
Certified Asian trademark.
Yeah.
So once you have that, it's Asian fishing. There's no good. You can't get away from that shit.
That's so
never
true.
Forgive, never forget.
Never forget.
Arigato Grande.
Our new intro. Okay. And lastly, we have a PSA, a little announcement.
That's right.
We'll be taking a 2-week break. We don't do Christmas, so this ain't Christmas. This is just a pre-Chinese New Year thing.
We just need a break.
A pre-game.
Yeah.
So we'll be pausing episode release for the next 2 weeks and we'll make our grand return on January the 3rd.
Yes. So the rest of December, you never
won't be
forgive. Never forget about us.
Yes. Never forget. But you won't be hearing about us. We'll still post throughout on our Instagram, but we just won't be releasing new episodes.
Yeah. Just for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you want to follow up with us while we're gone, make sure you go follow us on Instagram at sugahoneybbt. It's at SUGAHONEYBBT. And you can find us separately on Instagram at bbtmami and at sensitive bao.
That's right. And once again, if you love us, please donate to us via PayPal. We'll really appreciate that. And 5-star reviews on Apple.
Yeah, I want a new mic stand for Christmas.
I do want a new mic stand. Yeah.
Please. And
that's it. Enjoy your Christmas, New Year, whatever holiday you
celebrate.
You celebrate. And we will see you in the new year.
Bye.